And we will open this up for any questions you have. So please feel free to use the chat box, and then we'll also send this presentation out following our presentation. So with that, we're going to jump right in. I think, we're really glad that you're all able to join us, because now more than ever is an important time for us to connect. It's very strange and unnerving being in this world that we're so used to meeting face to face. So we hope that you gain a lot of intel on the things that we're working on as a destination and connect with these, so that you have the resources and tools you're able to utilize to help with your day-to-day job. I'm sure many of you are wearing different hats. A little history, our team at Destinations International has also gone through some of the pain points that you all are going through right now in terms of staffing cuts. We're operating at about 60% of our staff, if not 50, so close to half. And, it's been a challenge, but I think now we're finding our why more than ever. So we're all really here to serve you and make sure that you are dialed into what we're doing and that we are also connected with you. So little overview. I know many of you, there are some new names on the call. So we have two components to our team. We have our Destinations International Association, which is our association of all of our destinations. And I'll go through what that breakdown looks like in a second. And then we have our Destinations International Foundation, which is our nonprofit, is really the bread and butter of what we're producing right now in terms of research, advocacy, and leadership. So the work they're doing is very important, and as well as the tools that are integrated on the content from them. So again, as I mentioned, we really, everything we're doing right now is giving you resources and content so that you and your destinations excel. A little breakdown of our membership. Obviously, and very sadly, the number of professionals right now have been scaled down as we're seeing the drastic cuts in staffing, but the numbers are strong. We're, interestingly enough, we are in our destination organization renewals cycle. And I think, we're about halfway through with members committed. And now more than ever, we're seeing people really invested in wanting to stay on board. So this covers, our membership covers close to 600 destination members. We are international. That's a slow but growing component, growing but slow effort, as we know a lot of our content and members are primarily in North America, but we're really excited to get some momentum with our global affiliate program. So that does include 13 countries and growing. Our vision, mission, and value prop is really making sure, again, tools, resources, everything is member-centric for us. Since some of you that have been around here for longer, remembering DMAI, or even as old as IACVB, we've really evolved as an organization, calling upon the voices of our industry. Obviously, our board plays a huge part in this, and making sure that everything that we're doing has you as our member, as our vision. It's really important to understand how we function as an organization, how we produce content, and how we're connecting with you. And I love this. I'm a very visual person. I'm sure many of you that are, in the sales element, or like David, my friends in marketing, and we like to organize our content and also website, thanks to David, the way he has created the navigation into our 4 pillars, which, we love our acronyms, are CARE. So community, advocacy, research, and education. So if you go to our website, that's how it's organized. And so that's really easy way to remember it. And then that's also how we push out our content, resources, and tools. So I'll start with community, and I think this is really key for us now, as we know that having a sense of community and feeling a little bit estranged from each other as we're lacking the face-to-face community is a really important element of our 4 pillars. So the online community, which David will show you some really great things that we launched very timely to going into this whole quarantine. He'll walk you through our new online community. It's important to stay connected. So obviously, you are all dialed into your logins. If you're not, please let us know. But if you know any of your team members, or if you have new team, let us know, because I think an important thing to highlight is not only is your organization a member of DI, but also all of you as individuals are. And we know everyone is at different paces in terms of their learning or seniority in the industry. So we really want to connect with where you're at. So we have a fantastic communications team. We've got a really really great Destinations International blog. We'd love to feature you if you have certain things that you want to write about, or your destination is doing something that's really innovative or connecting with your community. We'd love to hear that. We're very consistent in terms of our weekly newsletters. Really exciting. We've broken those down even further. So instead of just, I think a lot of you were used to the, Dawn's newsletter, and now we've actually broken that out. So we have an advocacy newsletter and education. David, am I missing any on those?
No, that was a good overview. We also have an impact report for those of you who are interested in economic impact and more case studies with our event impact calculator.
Perfect. Thank you. And I'm glad you said that. And I have a slide that will speak to that towards the end. But we're really doing our best because we know there's so much noise out there and it's hard to find resources. So we are trying to break it down as easily as possible. And of course, again, we're here for you. So if you don't know where to find something, you can always pick up the phone or send us an email and we will help you through that. Of course, we have our Career Development Center working closely with industry partners, and I'll show you a slide on that where you can find resources, as we know that is a critical thing right now with people furloughed or unemployed, and being able to find that. And then, of course, peer-to-peer networking, which David will cover in the online community, which we're really excited about. So David, I'm going to hand it over to you now so you can take us through the grand tour of our new online community, which I think many of you, if you've been around for a while, may have remembered as our online forum. So this is the new platform.
Awesome. There we go. Yeah, thanks. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So give me 1 second and I will pull it up. Yeah, so we're going to just take a very brief tour and overview of the new online community, which we just launched a couple months ago. Apologize for the sirens outside. So I'm just sitting at our homepage, which is destinationsinternational.org, and it's actually right at the top right now, but you can also get there through the menu, like Kate mentioned, by going to the community section, and it's in the online community. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right there. So this is our homepage. I'm going to sign in with my test account. And like Kate mentioned, you do use the same login that you used to register for this webinar and access this webinar. So it's a seamless login there. And the other thing is that, as she also mentioned, this is a benefit that's exclusive to members of Destination International, not only member organizations, but also all staff. So like she said, you should definitely pass this on to your staff that you know, and if you do have staff that don't have a login or are not able to get in, then please let us know, because we would love to get you the right kind of access for you guys. But just a real quick overview of the homepage here. It's just a nice quick view into the latest discussions and recent shared files and the groups that you're subscribed to. So it's a pretty intuitive layout. I'm going to spend a couple minutes just talking about the groups that are available and also the directory, because I think those are two really great features that you can use just by logging in. So we have all different kinds of discussion groups. There's an all groups button if you want to go right there. There's also a my groups button. So this will just pull up any groups that you specifically subscribe to. So this is basically the content that you're interested in. More specifically, we have group categories for just general discussion, and also all kinds of different groups specifically for destination organizations. And these are organized into different kinds of job types, regions, and sizes. So we have, for example, we have an advocacy group, we have a Canadian group, communications and PR, convention sales and services, et cetera, et cetera. We also have a small destinations group down here at the bottom. So there's just all different kinds of segmented discussion groups that you can join based on your interest in the kind of content that you want to see. So it's super easy to join. I'm just going to pull out convention sales and services here as an example, and you can either go into the group or just hit the join button. It does give you an option to receive daily digest emails, which I would highly encourage you to sign up for. This will only send you a daily email if there is new content in the group. So it's not going to overload you with any emails or anything. Like I said, it'll just send you one recap at the end of the day for any day that there's new content posted in the group. So subscribing to that daily digest there is a really great way just to keep on top of any new discussions or conversations that might be happening. So once you join the community, it'll take you to the homepage, and then you have discussion posts and announcements. And so you can see here in this particular group, there have been actually several conversations just today. So people have been in here and talking about some some interesting things that they're interested in. You're welcome to add a post if you want to with a little add button. One cool thing is that you can actually cross-post discussions to different groups. So for example, here I'm posting convention sales and servicing, but if I wanted to, I could also cross-post in advocacy or general discussion or whatever I wanted to do. So that's just a way to get an additional exposure to your questions. So you can type your message and then send it. So that's pretty cool. And then the other thing we can do is each group also has a members tab, which is also a really great way just to see fellow destination professionals that you might want to connect with. So if I go to the members tab here for convention sales and services, it'll show me everyone that has subscribed to this group, all these different convention sales and services professionals that, you know, I could potentially send a message to, add as a contact, email individually if I wanted to talk to them. So this is a great, really great virtual networking tool that you can use to connect with other people that might have the same problems and issues that you're having in your destination. Which leads me into the second thing that I wanted to mention, which is our global directory, which is basically kind of the same as the group search, but just sort of a more comprehensive way to view people that you might be interested in connecting with. Particularly if you click on the advanced search tab, there's all kinds of different tools here to search different people in our member directory. So you have your basic searches up here at the top, of course. You can also search by location, which is pretty powerful. So let's say I wanted to go to United States, and then I'll just pick my home state, original home state of Illinois. I can just fill out those fields and click find members, and then it will show me everyone in the community, anyone that's subscribed to a discussion group that's from Illinois. So that's a great way to search for fellow professionals regionally if you want to search by people that are nearby to you that you want to connect with. Another thing you can do, I'm going to clear these out really quick. And then another thing you can do is also search by group type. So let's say, for example, let's say you subscribe to the Event Impact Calculator and you want to search for people that have also subscribed to the Event Impact Calculator discussions. I can just click Event Impact Calculator as the community type, click find members, and then again, it'll show me all 70 people that have who have contributed to Event Impact Calculator discussions. So again, if I was an EIC subscriber, this would be a great way to reach out to people that discuss various EIC related issues. So yeah, so be sure to check out the directory and the search, because I think there's a lot of great tools in there. And please join the community and join the discussions, because there are a lot of people out there having interesting discussions and solving each other's problems, which is really great. Any other features in there that you want me to talk about, Kate?
Just can you show the profile really quick, David, where they would go and set up their...
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
If you click on the right upper right hand corner here, like I said, this is just my test account. So you can click on your profile, my friendly little avatar there. Yeah, Yoshi. But it does, it pulls all your details, contact details from our CRM. And also your profile picture. So if you want to change your profile picture, you can do that. And what happens is it actually kicks you over to our CRM. It's just going to make me log in again. So I'll do that really quick. And what happens is it actually kicks you over to our CRM so you can update your information across all of our platforms. So you can change your image, you can update your account information, etc. So that's very easy to do. Just keep in mind that it does take a few minutes for all that information to flow back over to the community. So your new profile picture may not show up immediately, but it will show up very soon. But yeah, so your profile is just a really great place to share information about yourself, and people can contact you and connect with you that way as well.
Perfect. Thank you, David. And we actually have another training, I believe, Monday?
Yes, Monday the 31st. That is correct.
So if you have any questions and want to go more in depth, let us know. So let me find my PowerPoint. Bear with us a second. The joys of Zoom sharing is not quite as easy as...
It's a little bit of a learning curve on these Zoom calls.
Okay. Okay, can you see my presenter screen, David?
Yep, looks good.
Okay, perfect. So let me just, of course it didn't keep us where we were, so we've got to flash forward. Okay. So lots of new things to share with you. One of the really exciting things that again, so timely, some of these things we've been working on them for a while. Melissa Cherry and our team championed this one and couldn't have launched at a better time, I think. Many of you are familiar with the former Empowerment platform, which was the meeting planner search. So we that was sunsetted, and now we are in this new, just such a different time that we're in, where we're really trying to figure out how do we work with meeting planners, help them, especially that we're in this virtual space. They're looking to us as destination professionals, not only to provide where can they meet and just what are the specs of your destination, but how are you going to make sure my meeting's safe? How are you going to make sure it includes diversity inclusion? All of these important things. So this We're Here to Help recovery campaign was launched this month. And it's really about demonstrating we're not doing business as usual. It's really, figuring out how do we pull all of these elements of things that are so important to integrate into the meetings industry. So this platform is really our answer for that. We're really excited because we know as we go through recovery, we're going through all of these, right now today, it's, crazy. We're seeing so many natural disasters between the California fires and the hurricanes. So we're really trying to find ways to work with our destinations in terms of recovery, and then find a place where planners can go and not only find destinations through a meeting planner search, but find content in ways that these destinations are working with the industry to make sure that they're accountable and really helping planners to make the right choice as we're going through. So it's kind of a mouthful, but let me walk you through the elements of this. So first of all, one of the things that I think is really important that's always working on our behalf and we could not do alone is our industry partners. So Destinations International is so lucky to have so many great partners that support us and also offer our members amazing resources. So if you go to this page, you'll be able to go to this area. You can see all these little tiles, connect with industry experts. So we're really trying to aggregate all of this content and ways to connect with them in one place. I know it's really confusing trying to find some of these, especially knowing that it's not one size fits all for destinations or the planners. So you're really able to go here and find some of the different resources they offer. Other things on this page, we've got this great connectors series. We just launched this. It's really fun if you haven't seen it. Dawn has actually gone to these different destinations and done great videos, starting with, from Las Vegas to Puerto Rico, really visionary destinations and what they're doing. So it's great because you get a sense of, if you're a meeting planner, you really feel like you're immersed in the destination and seeing the innovative ways these destinations are working with planners. So I would check into that. It's a great resource. And if you're interested in doing something like that, I'm sure if you connect with our team, we'll look into that. Other things, articles, really, we have always done a good job, I think, as DI and even DMAI is having these articles, but being able to put them in one place where you can find them is really important. And then, of course, industry recovery. So if you've been following what we're doing the last few months, we did have the COVID hub. So now this is really where the repository of where recovery resources are going to live, as well as our education portal. So I'll show you that in a second. So check that out because this is really, we know recovery is crucial, and that's kind of where we're at right now, is just mitigating through the time we're in and being able to navigate through that. So please visit that. Again, if you have questions on where to find this information, let us know. If I was a meeting planner going to Destinations International, and this is really important because this kind of segues into if you were an empowerment subscriber or looking for that meeting planner destination finder, this is the new platform. So when you go to this area, find your next meeting destination and click learn more, this is what it will take you to. But this is really cool. And I want to point out something, a little back history on this. We did have a planner advisory board. So they were really visionary the last few years in helping us figure out what the backbone of this would look like and what planners are looking for. So you're able to go through as a meeting planner and see how destinations are identifying themselves. Like, what is the DNA behind, what you're offering as a destination? So, and I think as we're going through recovery and each destination is a little bit different in terms of reopening or how we're dealing with things, this is a really important place to define that. So this is our new destination search tool. So planners are able to go through and do a detailed search by region. So if I'm a planner and I'm going through, I can just use these very specific search results. I just pulled in destination DC, so you get a good example of this. Here, if I'm a planner, I'm able to go to the website or actual contact, and then just gives you kind of a rough overview. It's not showing here, but a map would display right below here. So really important, what does this mean to you as the CVB sales professionals? It's important that you fill this out. So you do have, and again, I'll send this link out, that there's a meeting profile page. So you'll go ahead and navigate to that and fill out your information. It does take, I think Melissa said it takes 24 hours to update. So it doesn't populate right as you do it, but give it a little bit of time. And then if you don't see it within 24 hours, let us know. So that is really exciting news on the We're Here to Help campaign. And then next we'll go into advocacy. So this group right now, everything this team is doing is so key to recovery. A lot of the things we're seeing with civil unrest and, just everything across the board we're experiencing as an industry. This team is really working hard to create content and leadership. So we are excited. We're having our upcoming advocacy summit. It is virtual like many of our events, but after our annual meeting, which we're so happy we exceeded attendance in years past, and I think just had rave reviews and really good response from our members. We hope to follow that up with similar results. So we will be announcing the dates soon. So stay tuned for that. You'll see that in our newsletters. And again, that will be virtual, but lots of great content and thought leadership coming out from that. One of the things this team does, they use a tool called Quorum. It's a platform where they're able to use issue tracking. So they're always ahead of the curve in terms of what's happening, whether it's political. We know we're going to a huge election, so this is going to be a key time for being able to come up with content and understanding, what's going on, how is this affecting your destination, obviously all these funding issues. So this team is really, really on top of everything. And, you can use this team kind of as a consultative resource as well. So if there's something that comes up and you're looking for, you have a city council meeting or something that's pressing and you're not sure how to navigate through it, please let us know. Because a lot of times I think we are similar, even though we're all in different, I think Barry said it from Chattanooga, we're not all in the same boat, but we're in the same storm. So that's a good way to look at it. So if you need anything from this team, let us know. One of the things that, and you'll see this throughout, we saw it in our annual meeting, you'll see this throughout a lot of our content and meetings coming up, is talking about our destinations as a community shared value. I think as we've all seen and been a part of this as we've been shut down and in quarantine in our own destinations, it's really been more about the community and how do we connect with our community and making sure that it's being spoken about as a common good. I think some destinations do a great job of understanding this, and some it's very new. Some are very, touristy oriented and leisure, and they don't really connect with their community stakeholders. So now is a really important time to do that. We have really great resources on how you can do that, whether you're a leader of your destination or, just wanting to bring this to light and engage with this. So I encourage you to look at our advocacy site for that resource. Another thing that's really cool is our tourism lexicon. These are words that are helping you really speak to your stakeholders. I have this printed above my desk, and it's kind of like our industry Cliff's Notes Bible, so to speak. And it's fun to look at different destinations websites and see them integrate these words that are really pro-tourism. It's softening our language and really helping to connect the dots, because a lot of times we know that if you don't say something right the first time, or if it's misinterpreted by people who don't understand tourism, it can mean the loss of funding, jobs, really important things. So we've got a lot of great things coming your way with updated words. So look for that. And of course, we'll be touching on this in our advocacy summit. Research is really key. We have some really great studies. I know now as our organizations are just completely going through drastic changes in terms of their structure, number of staff, budget cuts. This is going to be really key in the next year on figuring out what the benchmark is in terms of how we move forward. So just want to point out that we do have the Destination Organization Performance Report and then the Comp and Benny study. So both of those really exciting. We've changed those in the last year. So they've always been free to participate if you're a member. Well, I shouldn't say that, not always. There was a cost association at one point, but now they are free. But one of the key changes is it's open all year. So it's not just a short window of time. As soon as you participate, then you're able to access all the results. So Andreas Weisenborn on our team spearheads that. So if you're unsure if you've participated in that or you need to be set up, those are separate platforms from your membership from the DI portal. So let us know and we'll make sure you're squared away with that. Destination Next is one of our tools. This is our study that's really identifying key trends that are shaping the industry. We know right now a lot of the stuff that's in this study is going to change as our roadmap for the future is somewhat murky. So I think it's important to look at this as, what we've done to get where we are. And then I think, this team is really going to see a lot of changes in thought leadership on how we navigate through the future and redefining these. But a little history, this is really great. And we do have a link in this for the DNext Future Study. It's a very global in participation. So there's a lot of non-DI members that have participated in that. So it gives you a much more international perspective on what's going on with destination organizations around the world. We've had 521 destinations participate. This gives you kind of a scope of where that falls within the world. And really, I would encourage you to look at this DNext study. It's a good read. So when you have time, look through it. But it really identifies transformational opportunities that we should be thoughtful about. Again, community alignment. That's one that's going to stay and not go away. If anything, that will just become more and more important as we navigate through this. Destination stewardship, I think we talk about sustainability a lot. I think that's something that's really evolving, becoming more important all the time. And then of course, our whole digital world that we're living in. And we know as virtual is so important, that is just coming front and center of where we're at. So I encourage you to look at this link in the presentation that we follow up with. Education, key pillar, obviously a big thing that's on everyone's mind as we're trying to sharpen our skill set to figure out how we're navigating through this. One of the things I want to point out that we're really excited, again, timely, as we've gone into this time that we're in, is we have a new online learning center. So I think most of you that signed up for this have gone through that, because that is where all of our webinars are housed. And then you can also see our library of past content. So really exciting that you're able to access all of that. You'll see ongoing webinars. We just had one yesterday from the GBAC, and that was just really amazing and visionary in terms of how the industry is working forward with health standards and cleanliness with hotels. And so you'll see all of that. So it's great, because if you miss something, we know as we're all zoomed out with meetings, you'll always have that repository of content. A lot of questions in terms of CDME. So we are working on the next steps for that in terms of how that will shape up. That has not fallen off the table. Don't worry, we're just trying to figure out how we'll hold that in terms of us right now being on a virtual mode. So stay tuned for more information on that. And then professional development management, exciting news. This has been on pause for a couple of years, but it is coming back on in the virtual space. So we will be announcing this shortly. And then, of course, any events, summits, stay tuned on our events page, because a lot of these are virtual right now. As I mentioned, advocacy, CMO summit. So any of those that you have questions on, if you visit our events link, it will give you dates and time for that and how to sign up. This is just a little overview of, if you haven't seen the online learning center, this is what it looks like. Again, you'll use your DI login that David was showing you for the portal and everything else, and you'll be able to register for any of our upcoming webinars or access past webinars. And then finally, just a little overview, our Destinations International tools. These are the more pay-to-play tools, as I mentioned, and David had talked about the Event Impact Calculator. I think this tool is really key now as we're trying to navigate through the virtual space. And then as we're projecting ahead for having face-to-face events, the Event Impact Calculator, I think many of you on this call are subscribers, but it is, as it says, a calculator that measures the impact of your events. It is specific to your destination. So it's a pay-to-play tool. We have 4 modules, we have the meetings module, the sports module, fairs and festivals, special events, and then the local public events module. So all of those are different pricing based on your budget category. And really cool, I'll show you in a second some slides of things that we're doing with that. It's really making some great progress. So if you have questions, I'll show you that in a second. We covered DNext, and then DMAP, your Destination Marketing Accreditation Program. That is the industry's highest level of performance standards, really just saying that you are up to par with industry standards. It is an in-depth process. We have a new staff member, Gabe Cedar. If you are a DMAP destination and you're curious about your renewal, we're working on that right now. So please connect with us if you have any questions, or if you're not sure, we can schedule a call to make sure that you're pacing well and that you're up to date with your accreditation. So going back to the Event Impact Calculator, just wanted to point out something really cool that we're doing. We have Elaine and Alyssa on our products team who are so diligent in creating they have weekly sessions. So if you have any questions, are you using your calculator the right way? Do you need to connect with Tourism Economics, our partner? That spearheads that. They are your go-to points, but we're putting up some new case studies. So really cool ways that destinations are using this tool. And I think it's really important because it's a great tool to use with your stakeholders in conversation to really provide value. So again, any questions, we've got a great boot camp series coming up that's listed on our education and webinar page. And finally, we want you to stay in touch with us. We, aside from all of these educational platforms, we're really social and we're all humans, and it's fun to see different ways to connect. We do have a Facebook page. I have to say our members are really active on Facebook. One of the cool things both David and I have participated in, if you know Martha Sheridan, the CEO of Greater Boston, she started a 100 Days of Walking page. So really cool. Everyone has to walk every day and post a picture of their experience, and you see all of your friends and industry partners on there. So, it's kind of like a we're all in it together thing. And then of course, our DI marketing team shares some really fun stuff. We're very active on LinkedIn. So again, that's a great way to see what's going on with different articles. And we, feature things that our partners are doing. And then of course, Twitter. So if you have any questions on that or are not sure where, we'd love to connect with you. Of course, another thing Dave and I were just talking about, if you have a larger team and would like to do one of these webinars specific to get your whole team in a room or in a virtual room, we're happy to do that and touch on any areas that you guys need attention to. So please know we're here for you. Again, we are in the middle of membership renewals. So many of you have already paid your dues, and I think there are a lot that are worried and they're not sure. Just know, Don Welsh, our CEO, has sent out several communications that we are here to work with you wherever you're at. We do not want to lose a single member. We know this is just critical to make sure that you have full support. So just please know that and then reach out to us. So I will open this up for any questions. David, anything to add on?
No, that was great. I guess the only thing that I would add is that, Kate did a really great overview of our core pillars, which is community, education, advocacy, and research. And she mentioned this earlier, but we do have newsletters now for each of those core pillars. So if you're interested in doing a deeper dive, then I would definitely make sure that you receive those newsletters. You should receive them already as one of your member benefits, but if you are not receiving them for some reason or need assistance subscribing to the right ones, then please let us know because we'd love to get you that information.
Great point. And I think sometimes we know lovely spam and all kinds of email quirks. We can check that easily on the back end. David is our web technology wears all the hats guru, so he can help us with that. So I don't see any questions coming in, but again, we'll send this follow-up presentation and resources. So please stay in touch with us, stay well, stay sane, and hopefully you all have a good rest of your weekend. So thanks, David.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great rest of your week, everyone.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Take care.